I need to go back to Penny's and get more of those sandals. I was thinking about that this weekend.
Penny. Oh, yeah, pennies.
They were Penny's, right?
Yeah, they're pennies, yes.
Okay. Hey, didn't see you guys there. Thanks for joining us. I have my friend Caroline here today, and we've been talking back and forth about
parenting.
As many of you know, I've got kids that are more in the toddler, preschool, elementary age. Caroline's kids are a little bit older than that, and Ashley actually just graduated high school.
Yes, she did.
And Tyler will be going into
10th grade.
10th grade. So the struggles that we have parenting right now are obviously a little bit different. What do you think is one of the hardest parts of having teens?
How long do you have? No, I'm just kidding. That's a tough question. I guess as they're trying to figure out their own identity right now, big time. It is a balance between giving them independence that they're wanting and not mothering them to the point where they're like, leave me alone.
Yeah. My kids say that already.
Yeah. So, well, they like to go into their rooms and close their doors and have some alone time.
Sure.
And yeah, there's a lot. I don't know that one thing.
And I don't know that there is one thing. Parenting is hard, and every stage of parenting is different. You know, the first time the baby sleeps through the night, it's like a party. You know, you throw a little celebration, and I think that's probably something that we could take with us as the phases go, is to celebrate the different milestones that we experience as parents. And it's different when they're little than when they're teens. So, you know, a celebration and at the same time a prayer request. They get their driver's license, and the first time they get in the car by themselves and drive away, like, your heart is literally driving away from you.
Yes, that is true. That is absolutely true. There's a lot of prayer involved. Lots of prayer involved, and surrendering them to God and knowing they're a child of God first.
So hard to remember sometimes.
But just as a teenager, I feel like it's harder than when they were little because they still want you. They still love you.
Sure.
They want
the
to
hugs
snuggle
are a little
with you.
bit more plentiful. Yeah.
Yes. So I treasure that hug. You know, I treasure that snuggle when they sit down on the couch with me and they want to snuggle, and you're like, yes.
See, and I'm still at the point where it's like, guys, I just need some space.
Right. Well, they're going to come to the point where they're going to want their own space, and you're going to struggle with that. It's definitely, I would say that's one of the biggest struggles, when they want that independence and you're like still wanting to snuggle and love on them, and they don't want that.
Great. So, do you have any Bible verses or anything that you have leaned into? Like you said, you try to remember to surrender them to God. How do you do that? What does that look like for you, especially in the teen years?
So every morning I spend time with God, because that starts my day right. And if I don't, I can feel the difference. But just praying for my kids first thing in the morning, whatever comes their way.
Sure.
Just making sure that they know that they are loved unconditionally, no matter their choices, because you could be the best parent in the world.
Sure.
You could be a Christian parent and raise them in the church and be the best, wonderful, like lead them where they need to go, but they're going to make they're going to make their own choices.
Yeah.
No matter what you do, they're going to make their own choices.
Yeah.
And sometimes they're not the best choices. So I lean on Philippians 4:13. I can do all things through Christ who gives me strength, and also 1 Peter 5:7.
I'm not as familiar with that one.
Cast all your cares and worries on him because he cares for you.
That's true. Yeah.
So when I'm
Those are
sitting
great
there
verses.
and when I'm sitting there worrying, or getting anxious that my child is out with friends, driving around, or they're out playing airsoft in the field or something, you know, relying on God has been the best thing and the best advice I could give.
That's awesome. Yeah, it's funny because this school year, I had the, we'll say, pleasure in driving both boys to school just because of how our schedule worked and location of everything. And as it worked and as the year progressed, we would pray together, pulling into the school driveway. I would ask, like, hey, do you have anything you want to pray for? And sometimes it was, you know, help so-and-so be nice to me, or help my teacher have a good day. So we would include those in our prayers, but it was always, you know, God, thank you for your love. Thank you for making me me, and trying to pour into their cups and to remind them and have that last interaction be something a little bit more peaceful than maybe our morning started off as, just to help set the tone for their day. So I like how you said that you always do that regardless of whether you do it with the kids or not. That's definitely something I know I could improve on.
Yes, and I try still now to pray with Tyler, whether we're driving him to school or if Derek is driving him to school and I'm still at home, we try to pray with him before he leaves for school. And I wish I'm not gonna lie, I wish I did that with Ashley more.
Yeah. It's a hard habit to get into, but it's an important habit.
Absolutely.
And it's never too late. So I think no matter what age, what phase your kids are in, it's a great habit to get into, is praying for them and praying with them. And another thing that I wanted to mention is, you know, we've been blessed with a great community that loves our kids just as much as we do. And I think it's important to make sure that you share not just the celebrations, but the struggles with your friends too. You know, Caroline has helped me with my kids since they were born. And we've got a great group here, and there's Mom Squad and there's small groups. So if you feel like you don't have someone that you can share those struggles or celebrations with, please reach out. We'd love to get you plugged into a group and help you find your community and the people that you can lean on as well. So
It definitely is important, especially, and when they're little, absolutely, because again, you said it, you're in a different phase than I am right now. But even for, like, if you have teenagers and there's struggles, there's big struggles as a teenage
Real
parent.
world struggles.
Yes, they're different problems. You have your problems with your littles, and I have my problems with my bigs, and they're different problems. So yes, I agree. Having someone to talk to about those struggles is huge and important.
And I think it's good to have, you know, people in the community or your community that have been through what you've been through. So to have the different phases of friendships too, like the people that are going through the same day-to-day grind that you're going to, but the people who are just past that phase and can help you get to the other side. It's super helpful. So great. Well, thanks for joining me today.
Absolutely.
Hope to have you back again soon, and enjoy, everyone.
Speaks to my soul.
Can you hear me?
Can you hear me?
Am I good? Am I good?
What was that, Verizon? Or was that AT&T? Can you hear me now? I'm just gonna punch him.
Yeah,
Punch
can
him
you
in his
leave?
face.
Don't put that in the blooper.
It will.
Was that too cheesy?
I feel like my voice was cracking. I feel like I was blah, 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 blah.
No,
Did I
but
blah,
I
blah,
think,
blah?
no,